Well, good morning again. It seems I momentarily lost my connection, but restarted everything. And I overslept a little bit today, so if I sound a bit groggy, that's the reason why, because I'm just not getting to the chart and getting fired up here for the start of the day. It's just gone 8 a.m. Indo-China time. That's in Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Southeast Asia. 8 p.m. in the east coast of New York in the U.S. So, yeah, I'm a bit groggy. Looking at the chart, see what's going on. Just turn things on, and my goodness, we got had a big drop during the close of the Asia New York session last night. Big drop after reaching an all-time high of 46.30. Yesterday morning, 24 hours ago, I was here, and we had the all-time high of 46.01, if you remember that. Wasn't that long ago. And then that just, barreled on up. During the day, went silent. London didn't do very much with it, but then, New York opened, and boy, they got started and kicked it up to 46.30, and that was all she wrote. And then it's just been a steady, downturn since then. A retracement, correction, and now trading at what, 40, 45, 45.84. So we'll just see what happens. Asia just opened, that is, Singapore and Shanghai, and they look like they might, continue to move down with the price. We did have a had a gap up originally, if you can see that on the screen, a big pin bar there, big gap up with the opening in New Zealand, and then started to climb back and recover from that huge gap down. Well, I say it gapped up and then came down, dropped very hard, big red candle, big bearish candle. Then we recovered from that, and this is this green one here. This is just before just before Tokyo opened. Now, Tokyo opened on this one, this red candle here. This is the opening of Tokyo, and they've been pushing it down. And look what we're getting here. Some more bearish movement continuing down. But it's just gone 5 minutes into the hour, beginning of the session. It looks like a good trade setup for me, a reasonable trade setup if it continues down. That is. If it closes below that green trend line, the upward trend line, I would go short and then put my stop loss at 45.93 right there, just above the safety line to give it a little bit of breathing room. It doesn't look like it's, well, we don't know. It's only 6 minutes, 7 minutes with the start of the Singapore and Shanghai market. We'll just wait and see. Oh boy. I'm drinking my tea, trying to wake up. Usually I get up 1 hour before the market opens, but today was, I slept in, just got up about 15 minutes ago, which I don't like to just jump into the charts like this and be kind of groggy. So my strategy I use is quite simple. It's easy, you can see it. If it breaks the green line, then I go short. If it breaks the red line, I go long. Hey, good morning, oneness. I think that's what that is. Oneness recordings. How are you doing? Where are you watching from? I don't think I've seen you here before. Hello, Joken. Do I use the 9 EMA? I think you asked me that before. No, I don't use the 9 EMA. Sometimes I have on my chart the 8 EMA. I like that one, if I can find it. That's the 8 EMA, which is going to be pretty close, right, to the 9 EMA. They're very, very close. But I don't take a trade based on that. It's a dynamic support and resistance. That's all. I don't take a trade based on that. You can. It works pretty good on the 5-minute chart for scalping. The AEMA or the 9 is support and resistance. So if you're above the oh, we're getting a turnaround here. Look at this. This is now 9 minutes. So that first candle there, you see, I waited patiently. I said if the candle closes below the green line, I go short. I mean, it came down here and it was a red candle, but I didn't take a short trade. If I had done that, I'd be in a loss right now. So just have to wait till the candle finishes. This first 15-minute candle, we're on the 15-minute chart on XAU USD. Oh, from South Africa. Okay, great. I have several clients in South Africa. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell so you'll be notified. I'm here every day at this time because this is the opening of the Asian Pacific market for Singapore and Shanghai. Shanghai has a gold exchange similar to London, so you can get some good moves on gold for the next couple of hours. And it's 8 a.m. Indochina time. That's in Cambodia, Laos, Southeast Asia, Vietnam, Thailand. Here every day, Monday to Friday. And also, oneness, I'm in the New York session. I do live on the New York session. The opening, that's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. when Wall Street opens. That's when I go live on YouTube, Monday to Friday, both the Asian session and the New York session. Hey, we're getting a good move here. This looks very interesting. Looks like a trade setup unfolding. And if I do go long, if this closes above the red downward trend line here, then I will go long, and I would put my stop loss Well, below the pin bar there. That's 45, 45.80. A little bit of a big stop loss, 45.80, and we're now trading at 45.95. That's a $15 stop loss. But I like what I'm seeing here that we've done a massive correction during the New York session and now starting to continue the expansion, the move up, which kicked off yesterday. That massive $100 move in the Asian market, quite something. Tokyo pushed it up in 1 hour, $100. Another, another 2.5 minutes before this candle closes. Looks like it's trying to run away with me. That's okay. Let it just do what it's going to do and then close. Old school. Hmm. Another 1.5 minutes here. This is looking bullish, and I've got my break above the downward trend line. 46.25. I'm just looking to see where my first line of resistance is, and that's going to be 46.25. 46.25. No, I don't want that on the text. 46.25. Where did that go? No, I don't want a dotted line. Okay, 40. Oh, how about that? 5 seconds to go, and this candle has fallen down. Okay, no trade. No trade. It broke above my downward trend line here. Well, okay, now it's going to go. Oh, and it looks definitely looks like it's going to go. And the next candle did so. Yeah, I'm going to take that trade. I'll just do a small lot. And what did I say my stop loss would be down here? 45.80. 45.80. I just went long, guys. Gonna put my stop loss at 45.80 and my take profit at what was it? uh 46.25. Put it a little bit below that. Let's go with 46.23. 46.23. and just be patient. So I've got my stop loss here at 45.80. Let me do another line there, 45.80. Just so you can see what I'm doing. That's my stop loss there. Make that a little bit bigger. And take profit at just below. It's just below. It's at 45, 46.23. So it's almost at the resistance. Okay. And how much would a risk to reward be? It's going to be pretty good. Where's my tool here? Long position. Uh-oh, coming down against me now. Took that trade right there. Almost a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Go back over and look and see. Hmm. Yeah. Wow. Coming back against me hard, hey? How about that? I was a little bit quick probably to take that trade. I should have waited till that candle closed, but I was anticipating that, tried to anticipate it, thinking that it's a continuation of this green candle here, and it appears to. So let's just see how it plays out. If I get stopped out, are we going to get a bounce off of the trend line? Possibly. Okay, who there? Okay, thank you, Oneness. From today, you will follow every live. Great. Hello, Raj. Good morning, or good afternoon to you, I guess. And this is Jokan says if it doesn't break 45.99, it will continue to go down. Okay. Yeah, that 45.99, that's, the 4,600 zone. It's a very strong psychological number. And we can put that one on the chart, just as Jochen has mentioned it, 45.99. I'll put it on 4,600. There we go, 4,600. Yeah, if it doesn't break that, then it will continue to go down. That is kind of the high. It did get, we've got this wick that went above that on the beginning, the opening of New Zealand, but we do have the high there at 45.99. That was with the just prior to Tokyo opening. So a strong psychological number there, 4,600. Yeah. And it was above that. It wasn't it yesterday? 46 was our all-time high. 46.30. $30 above that, but it didn't stay. Didn't stay. Couldn't maintain that high price, at least for last night. One day it was up there, and now it's come back down. Hmm. So if you just joined in, I did go long on this candle here that broke above the trend line, and I kind of broke my rule a little bit because I prefer to wait till the candle closes before taking the trade. And if I had done that, I wouldn't have taken that long position. But I was kind of in two minds. I saw this one break above, then came back down. Then the next candle opened and started above the trend line, but that was a fake out, obviously, as you can see on the screen. So I've got my stop loss down here, and it's a reasonable stop loss. I reduced my lot size just a little bit because it's about a $15 stop loss, 150 pips. I prefer to have a stop loss of about 100 pips, and then I'll take a full lot size. So reduce my trade size on that one just a little bit, and we're just waiting to see what it's going to do now. This is what we do as traders: is wait. If it hits my stop loss, then it hits my stop loss. Okay, and I will then evaluate the trade to see if I could have done something differently, and I already know what I could have done differently. Because this is a simple strategy, guys. It's not rocket science. If it breaks above the trend line, you go long. If it breaks below the trend line, you go short. But you do have the option. Are you going to wait till the candle closes before you take the trade? Or when it breaks the trend line, do you take the trade then? That's an option. Traders do it both ways. And I have a rule that I will wait till the candle closes, but I was, like I just explained, I was in two minds because it had already broken, and then the second candle started up, so I took the long trade, and now I'm in a loss for the moment. We've got another 5 minutes on this second candle of the opening of the Asian Pacific market. Anybody else going long or short on gold? Anybody have a trade open? Let me know in the comments. If you're new here, I will be here I'll let you know I'm here every day, Monday to Friday at this time, same time, and watching gold. And while we're doing watching this, waiting on this candle to finish, then I'll scan through over here and we'll look and see what happened on some of the other commodities and currencies. And it looks like my internet's a little bit slow. It won't change the chart. There we go. This is oil. Okay, oil jumped up to $59. Big move on oil. And I can just go ahead and while I'm here reset my trend line on that. I started to trade oil. I took one trade I told you guys last year I was gonna trade oil or platinum, and I did take one trade. Get rid of all this nonsense. So I should be able to drag that one over there. Okay. I did take one trade last week, but I'm not really happy with that because the broker that I use has a big spread. And so I'm going to look for another broker if I'm going to trade oil. The spread was way too much. It is a good, I do like this asset, oil, crude oil, because you can see once you, if you get into a trade, it does go quite well. It does trend well. Okay, I've got the trend line set up for crude oil. Let's see what this I'm doing. XPT USD. I hope you guys can hear me okay. It looks like I've got a very slow connection today. There we go. Platinum. Whoa, look at that. Sideways all day yesterday, mostly. Okay. Silver, I don't trade, so I don't have any trend lines on that. It's at $83. Uh, I see I lost my screen there momentarily, so I've just stopped sharing and then reshare. Sorry about that, guys. If you follow me, you know sometimes my internet is not so great, and we do have those momentary lapses. So there's silver, mostly sideways yesterday. Copper, looking at copper. Oh, one more trend line for. Okay. And Bitcoin trading at 91,000. Let's go back to gold. My 15-minute candle. Oh, it's going to hit my stop loss. It may have already done that. Nope, not yet. I don't believe. Let me go over to MT5. Don't think so, but it's likely to. It looks like it wants to. Oh, it did there. Yeah. Okay. Yep, I'm done. So that was kind of the pretty close to the low of the day, but it looks like it's going to continue down. Yeah, we got bearish ever since the New York session. yesterday. Whoa, really? How about that? Breaking below that stop loss there. So what's the next level of support? That's what we want to look at. 45, 45. Let's get rid of this stop loss, which is already history now. And let's put this line here at 45, 45, and then see what we're looking at here. Oh, okay. I can go down a long way, which is where it was yesterday. It was in that area. It actually started below that 45, 45 yesterday. Started at 45.09, I believe, yesterday, and we're heading down. Okay. Good move down already, eh? Am I still on here? Yeah. Okay. Get back to my comments. Okay, well, it's definitely leaning towards the short side, joking. Whatever time frame you look at, we've got bearish movement. We had a big opening candle there in the New Zealand when market first opened, and it did a bit of a recovery there up to 4,600, and now it started down again. So a major correction from the New York session down to our probably down to our low where we were yesterday, maybe. And this is basically just the institutions taking out all the stop losses and the pending orders. Because everybody was buying yesterday, I'm sure. All the retail traders, yeah, buy, buy, buy. Gold is going to 10,000. And then they put their stop losses where they usually do, below support and resistance or below a previous high or low. And now the big players are now taking out all of those stop losses. Okay, yeah, you were listening to screen disappeared. Yeah, I saw that a little bit delayed. I was looking at my MT5 while you guys were commenting. Yeah, joking. Silver's been going like a rocket for a while. I don't trade silver. I used to trade it years ago, but not anymore. I've focused solely on gold. All of 2025, last year, I only traded gold, and I've started off trading gold again this year, and I'm looking at adding crude oil or platinum. And unless I find a broker, I have a couple of different brokers I use, Oanda, that's my prop firm, and but their spread is way too high on oil. It's a good spread on gold, very good spread on gold, but on oil, it's just way too high. And I use Tickmill as my preferred, broker for manual trading, and I'm gonna have to have a look and see what their spread is on crude oil. If I can't find a good spread on crude oil, then I'll go with platinum and then trade gold and platinum this year. Do any of you guys trade, prop firms? I've talked about that a little bit last year in some of my sessions. I really like prop firms. They give you an advantage of having a bigger account so you can take, bigger lot sizes and increase your profit. Of course, you pay a small fee, like if you want a 100K account, you pay $500 to trade on that account, and then you have an evaluation period, usually 1 phase or 2 phase. 100K account, well, you lost $500 because that was the fee you paid for that. You don't lose $100,000. That's why I like prop firms. But there are terms and conditions, and they are strict, and there goes my chart again. Let me see if that's gonna come back. Oh, it came back by itself, good. There are strict terms and conditions, you can only have a minimum daily loss and a maximum daily loss and a maximum drawdown, and if you exceed those, then you lose the account, and it's very strict. Like, with some prop firms, the maximum daily loss is 3%. You lose more than 3% in one day, you're done. Uh, but the better ones, if you look around, you can get a higher maximum daily loss of 5% and the maximum drawdown 10%. I use, by the way, I use the trading pit. If you wanna have a look at prop firms, more detail, or you can ask me about it here on comments, or you can telegram me if you want more information about trading or about prop firms or anything. I have a Telegram group with traders in there. You can chat with those guys and just, let me know that you wanna be added to the group. And if you're interested in prop firm, that's where you can go to find the prop firm. The trading pit, that's the one I really like. I've researched quite a few, and they're very, very good. They have a Discord group with 20,000 members. It's free to join. Even if you don't have a prop firm account with them, you can still join the Discord group. What are we getting? Whoa, big, went way, way down there to almost to our daily pivot point. Now coming back up. So we're getting some seesaw, whipsaw action here today rather than a continuous move either direction. It's another 4 minutes on that candle. Maybe it'll bounce off and continue down. We'll wait and see. Wow. Hmm. So it looks like it's just bounced off of that trend line and continuing its downward movement. The Telegram group, just add me to Telegram. My ID is at RickRayFX, and send me a message and let me know you want to be added to the group of traders. It's not a crazy group where they're messaging all the time. It's we do chat once in a while, but I post the news that's coming out. I post any videos I'd like to share with you. You can always reach me. Just send me a message. Telegram ID at RickRayFX. So I'll stay here for the next candle also. I'll stay here till the top of the hour. Some of you that are here, if you want to join my New York session, that's at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York, 9:30 p.m. China time. I was here last night in this New York session, and I did not take a trade. I used a slightly different strategy. Well, not slightly. I used a different strategy. Explained that a little bit last night in the New York session. And we had this right here. This green candle was the opening of the New York session last night. And boy, a boom. But I didn't see what I was looking for confirmation that this was going to continue up. So I did not take a trade last night, unfortunately. It's always easy to analyze the left side of the chart. But before New York opened, this is what we could see. All right. That's what we were looking at. And then Wall Street opened. So, you're trying to analyze, get confirmation for the next trade setup. And then you got one like that. And then, sure enough, it's easy to analyze the left side of the chart, but to know what's coming up, it's not so easy. That's why we use indicators, we use confirmation, we have a strategy. And if you don't see what you're looking for with your trade setup, based your strategy, then you don't take a trade. I decided not to chase the candles because I didn't have confirmation on what I was looking for. But I'll be here again today in the New York session, every day, Monday to Friday, Asian session and New York session. Okay, we had a little bit of a correction there on that third candle, the third 15-minute candle in the Asian market, and then maybe continuing down. Actually, the Asian market starts at an hour before I start. That's with Tokyo, and that's on this candle here. But I don't get up that early. In fact, I struggled to get up today for this candle here, the 8 o'clock candle. But if I had gotten up, it still wouldn't have been a trade setup for me, according to my trend lines, because it didn't come down to break this one until this candle here. So looking back, just as a review, you remember I went long on this one here. It broke above the trend line. This one broke above the trend line. Then this one started. The next candle started above, and I went long. And that was a slight break of my rules. I prefer that the candle is closed before taking the trade. And yes, I got stopped out. So that reinforces the rule that I should always stick by wait for the candle to close. I said that last year, and then I just now broke the rule and paid the price. And what does that tell you? That tells you that the strategy works, but it tells you also that I'm human and I make mistakes sometimes. But I have detached my emotions from trading, and I'm not bothered that it hit the stop loss. I understand I made the mistake, and I paid the price, and now I look for the next trade. So probably won't take a trade in the rest of the Asian session. I'll let this unfold, and then I'll mark up my charts for the New York session. That's in about 6 hours from now. After this is all done, we'll have an Asian high and Asian low, and that should set the direction for the rest of the day. Give us an idea of what London and New York are going to do. I think I need another cup of tea. Just put the kettle on. I guess you can probably hear that in the background. It's a loud kettle. Yeah, gold and silver have a similar pattern, Jokan. Very much so. They're metals. Gold, silver, platinum. They're all metals. Copper. But I don't want to be trading four or five different instruments. Okay, my okay, I've got my second cup of tea. I don't, as I was saying, I don't like to trade four or five different instruments. Years ago, I used to trade it like, I don't know, six, eight, 10 different things. But what I have learned is that it's much better if you just trade one or two assets and you can build a relationship with those assets. You really learn how they move, why they move, when they move. You get a really good instinct for the direction. And it's just much easier to take uh, successful, profitable trades if you're focused on just one or two assets. And last year, 2025, I only traded one asset on one time frame with one strategy. And it was very, very successful year last year. And now I'm going to increase my success by expanding to another asset. I'll be trading two things this year. And I've decided to also look at the New York market with the new strategy that I've been researching and implementing, and already have taken a profitable trade last week with that strategy. And I believe it works very well for the New York market with the higher volume, higher volatility, bigger moves. And I'll be sharing that with you in the New York session. I'm not going to complicate things here by trying to explain it on these charts. So another 4 minutes in the hour, and it looks like we are going to continue down, just as Jokan was saying. If it didn't break above 45.99 or 4600, we're likely to continue down, and that's what we're going to see. Just look back. Looks like we have a gap here that it wants to fill. Maybe come back down here to 45, was it 45, 45 previous resistance level there at the start of the Asian session yesterday. Remember on the hour, that's at 9 o'clock a.m. where I am. Sometimes gold will just do a reversal. You'll have a 100%, 180-degree turnaround sometimes. So we could see that now in the next couple of minutes, or it might continue down and start to go back to where we were yesterday. You know, the market doesn't like gaps, and we have a big open area here. This is where all the liquidity is. Everybody was buying, buying, buying like crazy, and now the institutions looking about taking out all those stop losses, pending orders to get the liquidity that they need to start pushing the price back up. That's my big picture look, my big picture outlook, my view of what the market is going to do. So I do expect to see lower prices, guys, down to possibly 45, 45, or even lower. The low of the day yesterday was 40. What was it? 4506, 4507, right in there. Hard to believe it went up to 4630, $120, 1,200 pips in one day. DJ, Igo is here. Welcome back to Bangkok, Igo. I just telegram message there. Thanks for joining in. Don't forget to like and share, as I say to everyone that's here. And you asked me if I want to have coffee. Well, I'm just finishing my second cup of tea. But yes, I will have coffee. But I don't go outside until later. It's too early for me to go outside anywhere. Let me know what time you might want to go out. Maybe I might could do 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock, I like to go to the gym. Or after that would be okay. You're back. I knew you would come back. 10 o'clock, okay. McDonald's, Major Economy, would that work for you? It's really early for me. I don't normally go out that early. I can handle McDonald's, Major Economy. Good man. Thank you. I go. Okay. I'll see you there. All right, back on cars before I close out here, guys. I've been here for an hour, and now it looks like this first candle is the 9 o'clock. Sometimes turns around and reverses direction, as I've said to you so many times. but it looks like we might, it looks a little bit bearish there with that pin bar. Might continue the downward movement and continue on down to here to our previous lows of yesterday, somewhere in there. Maybe just, well, I think it'll break below that, what's that, 45.73. That's the pivot point for the day. At least it will go down to there. It will probably during the day break below that even, and we'll see lower prices. Okay. Hey, guys, thanks everyone for being here. I do appreciate it, as you know, and, don't forget to like and share. And if you wanna join me in the New York session, that will be at 9:30 AM Eastern Standard Time or 9:30 PM Indochina time. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comments. I do check this and get back to you later. Wherever you are in the world, have a great day. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you again tomorrow.